All right, I want to give a huge congratulations to the Golden State Warriors for pulling off this road victory and tying the series. We're all tied up 2-2 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5 will be in Golden State. It's best of 3 to see who wins the championship. I cannot wait to see how this is going to go down. Game 5 is the pivotal game of this series. It's always been the pivotal game in the playoffs. Teams that usually win Game 5 go on to win the series, so we'll see what happens there. But tonight, man, this Golden State Warriors team found a way to win in a game that felt like they were going to lose. If you watch this game, you would see that Boston had control of this game for pretty much all of it. It wasn't until like the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game that they started to lose it, where Golden State started to show up and make plays, and all of a sudden Boston, for the first time in this game, did not have a response. Every time Golden State had an answer or started to go on a run, Boston was able to come up with an answer. They would take the lead and they would start fighting back and they would continue to be aggressive and make plays. But for some reason, those last 5 minutes, Golden State started to make some clutch plays, started to make some key plays, and Boston just didn't have an answer for the first time in this game. And that's ultimately what cost them the game. Steph Curry was fantastic in this game. Easily the best performance he has had all playoffs. Like I was about to say in this series, but no, this is the best performance he's had all playoffs. The best performance. 43 points for Steph Curry. 43 points, 14 of 26 from the field, 7 of 14 from the three-point line. I mean, he gave you 10 rebounds. He was doing everything. I don't like the 5 turnovers by Curry, but still, that's just a small nitpick when you play the way Curry played. Curry was hitting some tough shots. Some of those shots should have been fouls, which would have sent him to the line, but the official didn't call it. You know how the refs are. But man, Curry was doing everything for his team, putting the team on his back, coming up clutch, carrying the Golden State Warriors to this victory. Steph Curry, man, there's no doubt in my mind, if the Warriors win the championship, Steph Curry's winning Finals MVP. He's the best player on the team. He's played like the best player on the team. He's the leading scorer in this entire series. I mean, Curry's just been out of his mind. Now, I'll say this, though. He did not play well in Game 1 and Game 3 when it came to the fourth quarter. His fourth quarter play in those 2 games were bad. Game 2, it didn't matter. They were blowing these guys out. But Game 1 and Game 3 in the fourth quarter, Curry played bad. But tonight in the fourth quarter, Curry closed the game, and he got some help. But Curry closed the game. Speaking of help, Klay Thompson contributed with 18 points, and he hit some tough shots down the stretch. He hit a nice 3 to tie the game late in around 5 minutes left of the game. He hit a really tough shot. So I'll give Klay some credit. He hit some tough shots here. He had some nice plays, man. He had some nice defensive plays. He played well. I'm not going to say he played okay, but he played well. However, the player that I'm going to say really helped Curry, the guy who was the second best player for the Golden State Warriors tonight, was clearly Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins gave you 17 points, but most importantly, he gave you 17 points and 16 rebounds. Those 16 rebounds were crucial. So the man gave you 16 rebounds, and he was playing great defense and making stops. I gotta give the man his credit. 17 points and 16 rebounds by Andrew Wiggins. That's the type of help Curry needed. If Andrew Wiggins doesn't play like this, they don't win the game because Curry is not going to be able to do it by himself. So shout out to Andrew Wiggins playing an amazing game in a crucial moment of their season. Klay played well, but he was the third best player for the Warriors tonight. I'm sorry. Andrew Wiggins gives you 17 points and 16 rebounds. He's got to be the second best player. So thank you, Andrew Wiggins, for showing up. Thank you, Klay Thompson, for showing up, because this performance by Curry would have been completely washed if you two didn't show up. He could have dropped 43 points and no one would care because they would have lost. Thank you guys for showing up. And Andrew Wiggins, 16 rebounds. We know that rebounding was a huge problem for them in Game 3, and it's what cost them. And you can see the difference here too. The Warriors had 55 rebounds in this game, whereas the Boston Celtics had 42. So yeah, fantastic job by Wiggins. Great job by Klay Thompson. An amazing performance by Steph Curry, putting the team on his back and helping out. Jordan Poole came in with 14 points. That was nice of him. Gary Payton gave you 5. Looney gave you 6. And we got to talk about this guy, the worst player on the court for both teams by far, Draymond Green. I don't know what Draymond Green provided for you in this game. I mean, I'll say this. He gave you 9 rebounds and 8 assists. You'll take that. You'll take that from Draymond. He started getting it going in the fourth quarter and started making some plays. We'll get it going in terms of setting guys up. But if you look at the first 3 quarters, and if you definitely look at the first half, honestly, you couldn't point to anything positive that Draymond did on the court. That first half was probably one of the first halves Draymond Green's ever played in the playoffs. He didn't do anything. He was on the court and he didn't do anything. What do you do with that? Draymond Green, one of your key players, didn't do anything for an entire half of basketball. That's crazy. Draymond knows he has to play better. Good on him for playing a little bit better in the fourth quarter, making some plays, getting those extra rebounds and getting a couple assists. But man, he also had 4 steals, so good on him. But Draymond, in the first half, was just getting cooked. He wasn't doing anything right. He looked terrible. But, you know, he made some plays down the stretch, and that's all that matters. But Draymond's got to improve, bro. He's been terrible the entire finals. He has got to play better, and he knows he has to play better. But other than that, great win for the Golden State Warriors. As for the Boston Celtics, honestly, guys, I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what happened. I'm shell-shocked here. Watching this game, it never felt like the Boston Celtics were going to lose. They were in complete control of this game. They were commanding this game. I'm sitting here thinking, man, the Boston Celtics got this. Every time the Warriors go on a run, Boston has an answer and they end up taking the lead. And they continue to keep firing and firing. You got 23 points from Tatum. Once again, he is shooting poorly. 23 points on 8 of 23 shooting. You can't have 23 points on 23 shots. That's inefficient, man. He was great from the 3-point line. He was 4 of 8 from 3, so that's good on him. But 23 points on 8 of 23 shooting? Come on, bro. You got to be better. You got to be better. 11 rebounds for him, 6 assists. That's great as well. 6 turnovers. I mean, Tatum just had a bad game. I don't care about the 23 points. Tatum had a bad game. You cannot give me 6 turnovers, 6 assists. Sorry, you can't give me 6 turnovers and 6 assists. Your turnovers and assists should never be equal. And you can't be shooting 8 of 23 from the field. In the fourth quarter, he was pitiful. He was pitiful in the fourth quarter. He kept forcing up shots. Wasn't good. Al Horford. Al Horford didn't play terrible, but I mean, it wasn't the game you could have got a little bit more from him. That's all I'll say, you know. But 8 points, 2 of 6 shooting, 2 of 6 on the 3-point line. He gave you 6 rebounds, 4 assists. I would like a little bit more from Al Horford, but it is what it is. Robert Williams, 7 points on the 3 shots he had, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal, 4 assists. I think Robert Williams had a solid game. I mean, you know what he's there for. He was really great defensively. He had a couple mistakes on Curry, but other than that, he was really great on defense. Marcus Smart, 18 points, 7 of 18 shooting, 3 of 9 from the 3-point line. He had 5 assists, 4 steals, 4 rebounds. Honestly, man, that's not even that bad. You know, Marcus Smart didn't have the game he had in Game 3. Game 3 was a much better performance than what he had tonight, but it's not terrible. It's relatively solid, especially for Marcus Smart. He played well. Jaylen Brown didn't even play terrible either. 21 points, 9 of 19 shooting, 2 of 6 from the 3-point line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. I don't like the 2 turnovers, but Jaylen Brown also didn't really play bad. Not to mention, here, Derek White, 16 points. Here's what was a killer. 16 points on 4 of 12 shooting. That's not good. He was great from the 3-point line, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line, but man, I don't know what happened. The final 5 minutes of the game was such a difference maker. And I really got to give credit once again to the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry coming up clutch. Clay hitting tough shots down the stretch as well. Wiggins for being a monster on the boards and playing great defense. And overall, the Warriors finding a way to win this game. I'm shell-shocked. I really thought Boston was going to win this game based on how it was going because they had complete command of this game and they just lost it at the end. So it's a tough loss for Boston. They're going to have to bounce back. They have yet to lose 2 straight games in this postseason. We'll see what happens in Golden State for Game 5, but this was a must-win game for the Warriors. They showed up in the fourth quarter. They did what they needed to do, and they took down the Boston Celtics in their building, tied this series, and now we will be heading to Game 5 with the series now in a best-of-3 situation. For Boston, this one's going to hurt because you went to Golden State and stole home court advantage. Now Golden State came into your building and stole it right back. 3 games to go with 2 of them being in Golden State. Better hope you're not in the Game 7 situation. Then again, if you can win Game 5, you won't have to worry about that because you'll have a great chance to win Game 6 at home. Though you'll still have to win that game. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Boston, it's a tough loss for y'all. We'll see what you guys do in Game 5. As for Golden State, you did what you needed to do. You tied the series just like I expected. I picked the Warriors to win Game 4, so they did exactly what I needed them to do. Good on that. And we're all tied up heading into Game 5. We will see what happens. But with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Once again, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors for getting the job done. Boston, recover and play better in Game 5 down the stretch because I don't know what happened in that fourth quarter. And with that being said, that is pretty much all I have to say about this game. We'll see what happens in Game 5. That's all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.